Friday morning, it's about 10 a.m. and I'm sitting outside the House of Brewer, sitting on a bench here in the blazing sunshine. There's a little robin just next to me, picking away at oatcakes I've been chucking. Got a coffee, nice coffee from there, and some shortbread, sweet oaty biscuits to set me up for the Trossachs Pass, which is the next bit. So I slept the night in the woods about 300 metres above the railway. So very, very occasionally I heard a train going past. I got it once through the night, and it felt a wee bit spooky being in the wood, in the pine wood. But all right, and again in the tent you just feel you're in a bit of a nest, I think. It's quite cosy and dry. But you have to be a yogic contortionist to do anything in such a small tent. I suppose that's good for my suppleness. It's not such a bad thing. So in about 10 minutes, finish the coffee, and I'll head up. So, yeah, it's the associations with the Trossachs Pass. Even just observing in the pass, I've got the motorway or the road on one side, and then this bespoke path on the other side, winding its way up and up and up. But you know, I have this vision of, or I've seen so many lean as whippet weather cyclists, people who look as though they've been in the saddle for months, going up or coming down the Trossachs Pass en route to somewhere far, far away. I've also looked at some YouTube videos of folk doing this, and quite reassured that the climb apparently it's a gradual if relentless climb. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping to go beyond Newtonmore to pop in at the Scottish Wildcat Centre. I think that'll be interesting. Maybe try and speak to someone there about rewilding and reintroducing the wildcat. So, over and out for now. I'm on the route now up to Trossachs Pass, and it's just beautiful here, absolutely beautiful. And what you can hear in the background is the river, a lot of white water, beautiful slabs of white rock. I think one of the things I like about this pass, which is I think the link between the southern and northern central highlands, is the fact that it is a pass that's been in use since prehistoric times. So that's incredibly evocative to think of just how ancient it is. So here are the sounds. Still Friday. What time? Dunno. 1, 2. So I just stopped at Trossachs Pass. A chappie took a photograph of me, and it's a really smooth cycle track now, and it's all going downhill nicely. But it's as you can hear, this section is very much accompanied by a very, very busy road, which is why I'm looking forward all the more to eventually reaching places like Glenfeshie, Rothimercus, where I can go into the woods, into the mountains, get away from traffic and actually hear myself think and breathe, and sample the sounds there. Although, you know, I feel so relaxed in myself, hardly thinking at all, very much in tune after 6 or 7 days in the saddle. Really, really enjoying this. It's wonderful. It's Friday evening, maybe 8 o'clock or something. Though I don't know what time it is. Finally found a camping spot between Glen Tuick, is it called? It's where I'm going to have the B&B tomorrow night, and Newton Moor. So it's south of Newton Moor by about 3 miles. I went into Newton Moor to get some provisions and asked at the co-op if there are any wild camping spots, and the lady there told me about how at Loch Morlich there are about 40 incidents of people wild camping, and that they'd left a lot of litter, made fires. And so when I finally get into the Cairngorms National Park and wild camp myself, I think I'll pop into wherever the ranger's office is first and just explain and ask their advice. So it's made me feel even more self-conscious about actually wild camping, I suppose, anywhere near people. So in the end, I could have sneezed. Touch of hay fever. In the end, I have found this field. It looks like pasture land, but that hasn't been used for about a year. There's lots of blossoming clover in it and little buttercups. It's a big field, and there's a fenced off area far to the perimeter of it that has a herd of red deer in it. In fact, they scattered when I came down to investigate. Beautiful beasts, so much bigger than the roe deer we have down in the borders. And I looked for somebody who I could ask permission of to camp here, but couldn't find anybody. So I'm on a hillock behind a big clump of nettles, pretty well hidden as far as I know. And I'm assuming it's okay to be here. I've got the tent up anyway. It's beautiful here. I mean, I'm on the strath, so mountains in front of me, mountains behind me. It's still the roar of traffic, not that far away, and every so often, about half a kilometre away, a train goes over, so I'm never far away from other forms of transport. But it's Friday night, and I bought myself some red wine. So I'm going to have red wine with hummus and oatcakes and cucumber. Yeah. And probably I'm going to wake to thundering rain, or at least rain pounding on the tent, because that's forecast for tomorrow. But that's okay.